Folks, I'm back after work and I want to post quickly tonight is not band practice. Tonight I'm helping Nick with his latest film, movie, feature, documentary. Um, I'm not actually editing, but what it is, I'm helping with input on how to edit the movie. It's interesting because there's several stories within the footage, and it could go a couple of different ways. So I'm really pleased to be asked to help shape this movie. So that's what I'm doing tonight. But I wanted to post again for a couple of reasons, and I hope I don't forget all the things I want to say. Posting to the vinyl community is really important to me for that reason, just to be posting about records to other record fanatics. But this post has become much more than that, folks. This is a connection to not only you, my friends, but to my family, to my sister, Stephanie, specifically out in California. I'm here in Omaha, she's out there, and I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters, only 1 brother in town. I've always been extremely close to my sisters, and so it means a lot to me to know that when I make this, that Stephanie, you watch it, and we're connected. I'm starting to check your channel more because you're starting to post things a little bit. And so I'm just going to try to post a little something every day before I get busy with whatever it is I'm doing. Tonight it's film. The rest of the week is music. And, real friendships where you're talking to people in person is important, but I think this is a wonderful platform to be able to just talk and know that others will listen. And we get to say what's on our mind. I think this is very helpful. I think it's very therapeutic. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. This is therapeutic to be able to talk to you folks. Sharing is one thing, but also if you guys that watch my channel know that I talk about all kinds of things here on my channel, and that sometimes my posts are not comfortable because I'm sharing with you what I'm going through, and it will stay that way. I'm not here entertaining you folks. This is my life I'm sharing with you, okay? So you're going to get the ups with the downs, I'm not here serving a... Well, yeah, I am serving a purpose, but if I don't enjoy this, I'm not doing this, okay? Really straight up, okay? So back to the earlier post, Rob Eolavox sent me that really nice package. I got to listen to Red Rain off the boot that he sent. Excellent sound quality. Boy, man, excellent sound quality. Just listening to it, I can hear what we all go through is the warm-up, the first song, It's very seldom that you can come out and hit that first song and be on. So you can hear Peter Gabriel, hear his voice starting to take shape during the first song, even though I'm sure he warmed up. Even when you warm up, folks, that first song is still hell to get through. So I want to just again thank you so much, Rob, for these and the albums. Thank you so much. I also see that there's a couple of threads. There's a thread by a new person, and I'll try to get to it. Big Star 1000's thread about the 90s. That's going to take some study, because when I think about the 90s were really intense, and the 90s were mainly CDs for me, a lot of CD buying, and so this will be interesting to see what takes shape. With that in mind, I just want to show a few more of the latest records that I've bought. Of that import batch, the last few things that I bought were Focus 2, which in America is Moving Waves. And I prefer the American cover, but I don't remember ever seeing this. And so I went ahead and grabbed it. And it's on the Imperial label. This is a Dutch pressing. I looked it up, and there's a couple different pressings. So I can't tell if this is the first or the second. I can't tell. Recently picked up Angels and Demons at Play by Sun Ra. It appears that his label, Saturn, has been it's going again, because these are new pressings, new issues of these records from the 50s. And this is early Sun Ra, where it's still fairly structured, moving into the outside. So anyone that would have a doubt that Sun Ra was a real musician, these are the records you listen to that show you that the man was peerless in his musicianship. I was really happy to come across this because you don't see Melvins vinyl too much in the stores. So I grabbed this when I saw it. Nude with Boots. Melvins. I just love the Melvins. I don't know that I completely understand their sense of humor. I just love the way King Buzzo cranks on that damn guitar and Dale smashes those drums. This is on Mike Patton's Ipecac label. And I was happy when I opened it up to find that it's on blood red vinyl. Melvins don't play, y'all. I've only seen them once live, and it was awesome. It was excellent. I wonder how old King Buzzo is. I'm thinking he's as old as me, if not older. Picked this up, and I am just starting to become familiar with it. It's Steve Piccolo's Domestic Exile. And the album is called Adaptation. Steve Piccolo was in the Lounge Lizards. And I picked this up because it's on the Materiali Sonori label. I picked it up used. Materiali Sonori is a label that don't see the records in the shops too often. I have something by Andrea Cimenti and David Sylvian on this label. I can't remember what all I have on this label, but it's a label to trust. And so I've just tapped into this for a second, and it's going to be good. Just got, I think, maybe one more thing to show, and then I'll show you some things that are sitting out that I've been listening to. I picked up Hawk Lords from that the guy that brought in all the imports to Homer's recently, where I bought all the Jane and stuff. He brought in a bunch of Hawkwind, and a lot of it was latter day, what I consider a latter day Hawkwind. Hawkwind is still going and has had so many incarnations that there are areas of Hawkwind's music where the music is just dreadful. It's just horrible. It's horribly commercial. It's just really, really dreadful. So those albums are going to probably stay down there. But I picked this up, Hawk Lords. It was when Dave Brock got back together with Robert Calvert. And of all things, they got signed to Charisma. And as you know, I love this label. I love the label Charisma. I've heard this album before, and I just think it's okay. I don't think it's really very good, actually. Frankly, I think the cover is better than the music. But as far as a piece for the collection, is this a collectible item for me? Yeah. For my Hawkwind collection, absolutely. This is not a must-have, but it was only $4.99, so this was one of the more affordable. I didn't tell you folks this, but most of those other albums that I bought, I paid $29, $30 for those albums. I didn't get a deal. I paid out of the ass for those Jane and those other import records. I just recently changed the look on my channel. You'll notice that there's a Throbbing Gristle background, and that's because I was listening to Heathen Earth. Hadn't listened to this for a while. Frankly, in just a moment of feeling the depression, these words came to mind. Can the world be as sad as it seems? Depending on the day, my answer is yes. This is, I believe, a live recording. And as far as those go, I don't recommend trying to listen to this all the way through. Because there's just points where it's just like, okay, nothing's happening. You started something, now what? You know, nothing's happening, I'm waiting, you know what I'm saying? And then you get to the next phase where it comes together again. This is an original on the Industrial Records label. Industrial Records, I understand, is supposed to be getting started back up because Throbbing Gristle got the rights back to all their material. I have not heard if the reissues have started to come out. I hope they do. But I played some of this last night and listening to Cozy Fanny Tootie's flugelhorn playing. I pulled this out because I just couldn't remember what it sounded like, and it was a really pleasant surprise how much I enjoyed this. Jazz Butcher. And this one is called Cult of the Basement. And I just really could not remember what this sounded like, and I put it on, and I still couldn't describe it for you. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Jazz Butcher. I wonder what he's up to these days. So I was digging on that, and I was playing some other records that I put away. Let me see if I put them away, damn it. Me, Mr. OCD here, you know, I got OCD like the rest of you guys. Put my records away. So I'm looking around to see what else can I show. Okay, well, I had to bone up on some Coltrane, so don't have a lot of Coltrane on vinyl. Got a lot on CD. So it's playing Coltrane jazz because it's Friday night. I played the tune Like Sunny with my brother and Gary. And so I needed to bone up on the changes off of this. And Coltrane is always good. Coltrane is always good. I also pulled out my Lisa Germano because Jen made a video showing her collection after she heard me mention her in my Astral Traveler video, the Bloomington compilation album. She was on in one of the bands, but this is the American version of her. I believe this is her first album, Happiness. And for a minute she was on, is this on Geffen? Or was it Capitol Records. For a minute she was on a major label, Capitol Records, and I guess they didn't sell enough because that she was off of there real quick and on the 4AD, which, you know, is just a wonderful label. I haven't played this again. I just pulled it to show that, yeah, Lisa Germano is cool. And then also I was, I haven't played this in a while, but when I was making my video about people I've met and friends, I needed to be reminded of Dysrhythmias' bass player's name, Colin Marston. And so I pulled this. This is really good math rock. Really, really, really good math rock. And that reminds me, something else I wanted to say is that if you looked at my video of people and friends that I've met, the second one, and some of those people you don't recognize, look them up because they're all amazing artists. Maria Chavez, you probably haven't heard of her because she doesn't make records. She's a turntablist, but there's no point in her making records. She plays records, but she destroys them in playing them. And frankly, it's to be experienced. It's not something that you would listen to, like Christian Marclay, the turntablist who has done some amazing things with records and turntables. But Maria Chavez you want to see her live, play records with records, play records with hammers, eat records, become sexually stimulated with records. The woman is badass. Eli Kessler and Ashley Paul. Those people are amazing. Just amazing. He is a percussionist. If I can just pull it real quick. Let's see if I can pull his album right quick. I played a show with them. Kessler. Here we go. Besides being in bands, every now and then I'll get asked to do solo live electronics improvisational shows. And I do that. And I played a wonderful show with Eli Kessler and Ashley Paul and bought this album of theirs, Aster. This is amazing. He's a percussionist and she is a classically trained clarinetist. And the sounds that they get from their instruments is a mind blower. I was extremely honored to be asked to play the show. This, by the way, is completely handmade. These records are lathe cut, one at a time. I just love stuff like this. These are lathe cut, one at a time. The album covers are made silk screened one at a time and cut. Ashley and Eli signed each one. On the inside is more original artwork. These are the actual original pieces of art here that I'm showing you. This is such a fantastic package. So I'm glad I took the moment to share this with you. Eli Kessler and Ashley Paul. For a minute there, we had threatened to do a collaboration. It could still happen, but the thing, I'll be honest with you, a lot of times I don't follow up with this stuff. I'm really as much as I am a musician and an artist, I am an enthusiast, and I like to sit on my ass and play the records. I am not the sort of person that wants my phone ringing all the time. I like to do things, but I like to kick back and take it easy. And so that's why I do things, but I could be doing a whole lot more, but I don't want to do a whole lot more. Like, so far, I haven't taken up the idea of starting a fund to get In Dreama released because Nick is working on something. I haven't followed up on starting a fund to get my dad's recordings released, mainly because I don't want to do it. It's not a project I want to be saddled with, and then I have to pay attention to it. I like to do what I'm doing, and then I really like my free time, so I can do this, listen to music, and just generally relax with my old ass.